And so we have begun. Contestants are loading in. Kasha on the red side, Lilboss on the blue side, just like last time. Both contestants have successfully loaded up. Kasha going for a Vampiric Shroud. Lilboss, same time. I don't expect builds to be different at all. Going for a Magic Focus. Lilboss going for a Lost Artifact. So Doom Orb. And this is Magus again. We will see. Going for the Golden Shard. This time switching up the beads. Both players readying at speed buff. The graphs will tell. Oh shit! Look, there's the graphs. That'll tell you gold. I forgot that exists. Let's see what each player has leveled up. Going for all three. Lilboss going for all three. I don't know why it does free cam. I'm gonna have to switch it so I can do that. Okay. Both players now doing the blue buff. Both hitting level 4. Kasha with the speed. Kasha hitting the wave first. Mummify landed. 3-1 combo. Oh, narrowly escapes. Lilboss has to respect the minions, for they are chunking him. They are chunking him. Kasha with the blue, or Kasha with the speed buff. Lilboss with the blue buff. Kasha now hitting level 5. Now has a level advantage. 1 Mummify for each player will kill them. Well, each player beats that Mummify. Both missing Mummify. Archers now poking. 3 missing. Kasha with a health lead. Lilboss only has 1 health potion left. Just gotta be careful. Kasha looking for it. Since both are level 5, what are they leveling up? Leveling up the 1 this time, not the 2. The 1 does higher damage than the 3 as well. So getting hit by that 1 chunks much harder than the 3. The 3 is used for wave clearing. The 1 is used for killing. And the 1 is fairly decent low cooldown. Fairly decent. Both missing the 3. Kasha, low on mana, so that's 2 mana potions. Confirms! Confirms! Confirms the Mummify! Takes the speeds! Confirms a life! Kasha! Now going for red buff. It is now Kasha with a lead. First blood down. 600 gold in her favor. Sorry, make that 700. Tier 1 item ahead of her opponent. There we go. The question is, will she go for the same style build or will she go something different? There is an ult difference though. Kasha with a level up. Kasha respecting the damage. Kind of falling back, kind of giving up pressure in exchange for safety. 3's a wave. That 3 does a lot of damage at level 1. That's still a level 1, right? Level 2 now. Level 3 she'll be able to clear archers. Both missing the Mummify. Lilboss really wants to confirm that Mummify so he can confirm a kill. Kasha. Now back. Lilboss now has the pressure. What will he do with this pressure? Will he push tower? Will he go get a buff camp? He is now threatening tower. While it won't do enough damage to this early portion of the game, he can at least bring it down to 1,000-ish health. But I think there's a setting that you can see towers, right? No, not. Oh, structure damage. There you go. So with minions, yeah, that tower has basically 1,500 health. Basically 1500 health. How do I get this out? There you go. You know, I'm gonna leave total damage up so we know who's poking each other out. Lilboss with that outrageous amount of damage, but you see, that's where Sacrificial Shroud comes into play. Or sorry, Vampiric Shroud. Gives you a little bit of lifesteal, gives you a little bit of sustain. For Anubis, it's perfect because he gets more sustain because it gives you lifesteal. Kasha with a Spear of Magus, going for a Spear of Desolation or a Divine. Going for percent pin and flat pin. Remember, flat pin's strong early game and not late. Percent pin strong late game. However, Lilboss only has 5 flat right now. Oh. Both global emoting. Don't know what the fuck he just used. Kasha, thinking about going in. Lilboss, go in! Lilboss, going in! Missing the Mummify! No! And that confirms the revenge for Lilboss. 1-1. Gold still in favor of Kasha because of First Blood. These are down for Kasha too. Built into a Spirit Deso. Now it's 10% cooldown and flat pin. Confirms Scepter. Gains 50 gold. Kasha currently rethinking of things. Buying a very, very interesting item. Buys a 500 potion pot. While it doesn't last, the potion pot's strong enough to be a tier 2 item. Because it has more damage than a tier 1 item. And it has basically the same damage scaling as a tier 2. So while you spend 500, you'll lose the effect, but you do technically have a tier 2 item. Also, looking at the builds are much the same. Now it has a Divine and Doomwork, but Divine won't do too much. The only thing that'll anti-heal is Vampiric Shroud. At least it gives a chance to come back. It's a best of 3, so there's potentially 3 games to be played. If Kasha wins this one, Kasha will have to play another one against Lilboss. If Lilboss wins this one, then that's it for Kasha. She drops to losers. Thinking about doing it. Mummifies. Confirms the damage. Ult speeds. Aegis's off the damage. It's too much. Takes back a kill. 2-1. Uses both relics though. Kasha now level 13 is back at base. Didn't use the 500 potion pot too. Now buys a Talon Trinket, maybe going for the Typhons. Kasha swinging around downtown. She's going to set up an ambush. Kasha knows that red buff is going to respawn. Kasha also knows that Lilboss wants that red buff. Lilboss wondering where Kasha's at. Kasha going in, misses a Mummify, but she's like, nah man, I got my one! Revenge for Kasha. Still has that 500 potion pop. 2-2. Gold. Basically the same. Lilboss now at base. What will he buy? He buys the Spirit Desolation. Will now give him more flat pin. So Lilboss has a very strong build right now. Flat pin, flat pin, flat pin. That's a lot of flat pin to kill targets very early on. But he currently has no lifesteal. Lifesteal amplifies Anubis' damage. Kasha will have a Typhon's Trinket online soon, which while she gets anti-heal, looking for the Mummify. While she gets anti-healed, the lifesteal will still do major damage. Both jumping in place. Both feeling each other out. 1-3, 2-3. It's just 4 right clear. Using the one to clear the brutes. The archers are the only ones left standing. Now has 3 archers remaining on Kasha's side. Both looking for it. Mummify misses for Kasha. Mummify lands on Lilboss. Beats used for Kasha. It is a quick kill for Lilboss. Now back at base. Will she be able to buy a Typhon and a second relic? Confirms purple. Now gets another scepter. Confirms the Typhon's trinket. Looking at their golden shard, what are they going to buy? Still has a 500 potion pot. I mean, it's good that she didn't use it because it would be wasted, but at some point, you do have to use it. So you can have that big chunk in power. Magical power by 70. Oh, mummified landed by Lilboss. 3 used by Kasha. Lilboss at 33% health missing. Returns to base. Didn't use a relic, but didn't want to re-engage. Kasha, still keeping that golden shard close to her dearest heart. Level 17, level 18. Only 1 level difference. Let's look at the graphs. Gold does not matter. Gold is tied between the two. Lilboss, back at base. Lilboss is currently figuring out what to buy. Buys a Polynomicon. However, Kasha is taking out Tier 1 tower. Kasha is destroying this Tier 1 tower. What will Lilboss do? Kasha doesn't know where Lilboss is at. So Kasha is going to back off. Clears the wave. Both looking at each other. Mummify lands by Lilboss. Mummify missed by Kasha. Uses ult to try redeem, but it's just too much. The Polynomicon secures the kill. Special shoutouts to our Tier 1 gifted sub, Rustic Swamp. Thanks, Swamp. Now that Lilboss has Poly, he can do some major damage to these Phoenixes. Rod Tahuti now complete for Kasha. Kasha now has Horrific. Polynomicon will do a lot of damage here, but he has to use the ability. He's going to use the 3 on the wave, and then he's going to hit it. Chunk! There you go. Remember, Polynomicon is a 2-second duration cooldown. It's good for poking and prodding. But for consistency, where you can spam abilities, is not good. Lilboss, now securing the red buff. Secures the red buff, now hits level 20. Wants to go back to base and get the alternate timeline. Kasha knows where he's at, but doesn't want to persist. Goes and secures blue buff. Can we look at Golden Hand? Golden Hand, 1100 to 1200. Lilboss, now having 1000. Has a restored artifact. He needs 500 gold to complete that alternate timeline or Pendulum of Ages. And if he's going for a Chronos Pendant, he does have enough for a Chronos Pendant right now. Aegis Glyph levels up to Greater Aegis Amulet. Missing 15% of his health. Staring each other down. Looking at each other, eye to eye. Let's go to Kasha's perspective on this one. Looking for the Mummify. Miss. Lands the Mummify. Confirms the ult. Has to use both. So close. So close. If she did the 3 and then the 1, that would have been a kill. Lilboss. For being ahead, he still has to be on his toes. Kasha can still hit hard. Phoenix will not go down. 15 seconds. Phoenix will go down. If he pushes it. Buys a Chalice. Buys a tier 2 Talon Trinket. Polywolf Chunk. Yep. The more penetration you have, the more it does a lot to Phoenixes. However, it looks like it's just not enough, and Kasha's Phoenix lives to fight another day, but Lilboss is chunking. That 3 does a lot of damage. Confirms. No, confirms the 3. Confirms the 2. Confirms the 1. Lilboss takes out Kasha. This will be a secure Phoenix kill, but will he push on to Titan? He does have an ultimate. Anubis' ultimate burns down Titan. Forgoes killing Phoenix. Very interesting. Goes back, has 4,000 golden hand. Buys an alternate timeline. Now he has a defense item. Goes and buys a 500 potion pot. Refuses to buy a restored artifact upgrade. Kasha holding on to that little baby potion pot. Now it has talent trinket. Lilboss go in. Let's take it from his perspective. Lilboss now securing red buff. He now has no relics. So he has to be careful for the next 15 seconds. Lilboss scoping. Kasha is unaware. Misses the mummify. Does a lot of damage with the ult. And continues on his rampage through the middle of the lane. Now there's Polly. He can take some cheap shots from Phoenix while dishing out a lot of damage. Minions are coming by. Cash it down for 15 seconds. Focuses on Phoenix. Kills and secures his first Phoenix of the game. Going to time. Has no ult, so he can't burn it down fast. Kasha using the 500 potion pot. She lands the mummify. She lands the ult. Aegis and beads used. Retaliates with a 3. Kasha's like, you get back here, son of a bitch. Lands the mummify. But the alternate timeline comes into play, and it saves his life and secures the game. So close. Now has ult. Now can burn. And just like that, Lilboss has secured himself to the next round. Kasha drops to losers, and who will she be fighting in losers? We will find out when Swamp and Comey dish it out. Will it be Swamp dropping to losers, or will it be Comey dropping to losers?